And good evening. This is Kotam. We're going to for Rights events. It is the Saturday for the UEC. This is server 2. They had to split again because over pop. So we have on this server 2, map 1 is Bloody Lane. Got a 73 for the CSA defenders and a 74 for the Union. Let's take a look at the CSA team, starting out with the Arty. Looks like we got Sergeant Johan from the GC getting his gun into a better position so we can see a little bit better. Then on the infantry side, we have the 56th Virginia, the German Corps, and 8th Florida was joined by 1st Mass. Let's see, the commanders we have are Colonel Weber, Captain Slaughter, and Captain Fritz. So no Union Arty. Let's take a look at the Union team though. Alright, we have, starting out, 3rd Alabama. They are joined by both elements of NYV. We have 88th New York and 6th New York. And leaders we got for 88th, Captain James Wellesley. We got Sergeant Patterson for 6th New York. And Cap Williamson for 3rd Alabama. We are live at 40. See how both teams decide they want to move out. This is a tough defense map for the CSA. So we'll see if they can hold. Just getting a drink of water there real quick. Team's starting to move out. No one seems to be in too much of a rush at this point. Alright, so it looks like we do have one element here. The 56 is going to take up this left flank. Looks like Captain Fritz is also going to move off to the left. EC's going to move up a little bit. See where the Union decides to attack it. Me, I tend to like going down this lane here and then working my way up along the fence line. But let's see what the Union decides to do.
А экзамен уже завтра.
Yes, fun historical fact. Apparently the Irish brigade had a Russian contingent. I did not know this, but I have learned. See if the Arty's got itself set up. And so you can see now, this position, they can see at least the top of the hill pretty well. Much better than in the orchard, so not a bad idea to get the cannon over here.
Over the fence.
Up and over.
Can I get
Remember your
check
files?
again?
That's Swanky.
Yep.
My right shoulder is
Unfortunately, I can hear your voice.
Wesley, why didn't you fix your
Okay,
bayonet?
there we go.
Lead them round so that it comes to the right.
I kill them with my bare hands, Osman.
Bring them round, the line will face.
Catch up if you need, gentlemen.
Company! Halt!
Hold.
Hold.
Front!
Front.
Alright, 6th, charge bayonets.
Charge bayonets! 88! Charge! Bayonet!
Charge
bayonet.
bayonet.
When the time comes, we will advance down this road, down this field, down, keeping the road to our left. We are going to be attacking the right-hand side. So if there's enemy there, we will take where we can. The Alabama are attacking the left and taking the corner on the left.
Ready?
Rosie.
We're
Ready.
So they are following the strategy I like to do. Although this time the CSA has decided not to play ball, and they are going to defend on point. I don't think this is a bad idea given the less numbers on this map. It's only 150 on total pops, so not a bad idea. We do have a couple scouts out here getting some intel for their commanders. Also a good idea. You don't see the enemy for a while. I want to send some men out and try to get some word. Yeah, Mr. James Joker and Major Como, experienced guys. They are
Ganz links die Russen, in der Mitte sind zwei Einheiten, Regimenter.
going to watch this advance and go let them know what they're seeing. Already shot coming in. Didn't quite see where it landed.
Quiet. I don't like this. I don't like this.
Alright, halt on the snake fence, guys. Halt when you get to the snake fence.
Hold on the fence.
Snake fence.
Wesley, they're not even fucking here.
Hold on the fence.
Hold on the fence.
Are that the Alpha?
Why are they
Guys, to
what
left dress.
time?
Roll to the north.
Ja, aber da kommt das Licht dann her. Oh. Front. Front. Bei der 56 Meldung links, okay?
Well, we'll see how the enemy is not where the Union was expecting. Let us see how they react to it.
Right wheel.
Right wheel.
Outwards into the field.
Wheel, guys. Wheel.
March.
And the CSA looks like they are reacting.
Me, 2 ranks. Right
They're
there.
going to have an opportunity to get a volley off here if they're quick enough.
Right in front.
Quick. Fire, my boy.
Come on. What eyes?
It's not a bad arty shot, just fell a little bit short of 3rd Alabama.
Load.
Load.
You got 8th Florida using the cover, using the rocks to try to still maintain the double rank rule, but use what cover they can get.
No one on the hill. Yeah.
The 9 beside them, they got the 56 NGC.
La Serna, cuando puedas, te mueves a la izquierda de la formación, ¿vale?
See those flags going down?
Rage ist gut für uns. Der Großteil von denen
Da seht ihr,
4 Verluste. 5.
Das waren die Russen, by the way.
So GC's starting to take some hits. They're a little bit more in the open, but they are holding down this lane. As the Union gets forced down, might have an opportunity to, Union might have an opportunity to use the coin to mass themselves a little bit. If the CSA already here can get a shot off, it is a tough angle for them. Now the CSA is down in this little divot. See 3rd Alabama now coming up. They're 40 man, 9. 6 New York. Kind of screening as the 88th gets its men pound back. Nice volley coming in from 3rd Alabama. That's hitting the GC pretty hard there.
Come on, move. Holy shit. Sorry, mate. Aim high with the buck and ball.
See, GC took some pretty heavy hits there. And now Slaughter has got his guys over here while Fritz is tucked in a little bit more. Now 88th is coming back in. Both units are really concentrating their forces here together. Now looks like we got some movement. Looks like the CSA is moving into the core, and we'll see if they're going to try a flanking maneuver. They're just trying to get some space. Meanwhile, the Union might be inching their way up here, this right side, using the fence for cover. Getting a little bit more ahead.
Alright, are we all formed up? Yeah?
Check.
Make sure you got loads.
Ready?
Alright. Pilot, call a volley. I'm gonna talk to the other units.
We're ranking against the two rights.
Where's...
Right, dress once you're loaded.
That already shot was very close. Got a couple down. Just a little bit more, and they would have a devastating impact. See, GC is having the opportunity to get its men back together. 56 came up and kind of did a passage line. Kind of let them recover.
Ich weiß nicht, welche Entfernung du hast, ne?
Nee, warte, ich kann mal was.
Da sitzen mindestens 2 links vom Raum.
Wow.
And it looks like the Union is starting to move up a little bit. Both sides being static so far. Looks like Patterson's going to try to bring his boys up here a little bit. Looks like one CSA unit is going to move up, trying to get a flank down the hill. Get a better angle on the Union. Using that rock for cover as best they can.
Gonna be a fight for the flag.
Next one ready.
I'll be honest, something right now to keep in mind is concentrating fire. So each unit is really shooting at each other, you know, like all separate angles. Not really having the impacts, but if you concentrate your fire on one wing, you will knock down their flag and prevent them from getting it back up. That will delay reinforcements. And you kind of just work your way down versus kind of everybody shooting at one different parts of the line. So see if they focus that a little bit more. That goes for both teams, really. I mean, it's right now it's an attrition fight. Looks like they're both pretty even. Time favors the defenders, though. So we're at 28 minutes, and we're still plenty of morale left. So I'd say right now it favors the CSA.
Take aim. Steady. Fire. Jesus Christ.
Zamknij na prawe.
Okay, company, aim.
The arty's coming in, but not. It's tough shots, so they're not quite having the effects that they might want at the moment.
Get loading those. Keep the formation, try and keep together.
What the hell do I run forward?
You see this right side, though, starting to melt a little bit, so I think having those two elements out there, concentrating on this right side, is starting to have some good effects. If they can knock these two back, then they can concentrate on the big element there.
Alright, take over the firing order.
Reloaded, company.
And Williamson is going to move his men up a little bit. Trying to find a better angle.
Other side of the fence. Hop over the other side of the fence, guys.
Call getting just a little bit more cover, especially as Williamson has moved up now.
What's the friendlies?
Independence.
How many on flag for us?
Yes.
How many on flag? Alright.
Get your loading cover on the fence. Loading cover.
In the road.
Alabama. Bayonet, you don't have.
Einer links.
So now you see the CSA switched up. Now they started concentrating on the road, and now that has pushed the CSA, the Union, onto this side of the fence here. So far, this disciplined volleys by the CSA has stymied the Union, and they really haven't been able to react. In fact, they're starting to take a ticket lead too, as you can see. So the Union, I think, needs to pull back and figure out a new strategy. Because at the moment, they're losing the attrition fights from this angle.
Was
Alright, six, grab a flag. Wesley, you gotta get back.
That already found the shot that time.
Somebody grab that flag. Alright, back, retreat.
Yep, they have started to figure it out. They got to pull back and reorganize and figure out a new angle. So far, the CSA has succeeded in stymieing the Union. They came down on this left side, which again is not usually the default move that I would do. So, but the CSA has reacted and decided to be a little bit more standoffish, and has pushed back the Union pretty significantly. They're having trouble even getting their flag back here.
Follow. Right, no. Print.
New York Volunteer Brigade can go to the right side immediately.
So they have formed back on this fence, which is a little bit of distance. That is pretty vulnerable to arty fire, though, so I wonder if they might need to push back a little bit more. It might be in some trouble.
Das sind 3 fahren Richtung.
Warte ein Case, Johan, wir haben Nummer 3 übrig.
Stopp, viel zu weit. Wir sind nach links,
Johan, immer noch Case, wir haben Nummer 3 übrig.
Wir haben hier nur einen kleinen Bereich, wohl. Brauchst nicht rumzuschwenken.
Ich denke schon.
Geh nach links. Okay.
Case on the way.
Nein,
Two
hier
Case
normale
left.
Klicks, keine Riesendinger.
Ist doch schon geladen.
Meiner rechts.
Echt?
Aber jetzt kannst du nur 2 große. Das ist gut schick noch. Stopp.
Soweit ich weiß, hab ich da gerannt.
Oh,
Looks like the Union's still getting reorganized back there. In fact, they are bringing troops back all the way further, which I think is wise.
Können wir jetzt nicht darüber?
I wouldn't stay too close there. I think this Union's starting to pull back. So one element still forward, though. CSA, happy to hold their position.
Und du kannst hier reinstecken, also wahrscheinlich ist es geladen.
Which again,
Ja.
it's working so far, so why change up the strategy if it's
Ja,
working?
gleich jetzt. Oh.
Gut, stehen noch tiefer. Die. Und.
Looks like the Union's starting to move out a little bit, spreading out the field. So we have one element here. Williamson has crossed into the corn. They are isolated and alone so far. NYV has come to the, at least 88 has come to the top of the hill. And 6 New York is over here. See, that would have been a good shot, but it just took too long. I'll be honest with you guys. A minute ago, money. It took a little bit too long to get set. It's hard, though. It's hard to dial that in. Williamson, though, is about to fight the entire CSA line here. Basically unsupported. I don't know about this move here. You've got, right now, he's fighting GC while Fritz gets back into position. You see Slaughter has moved back over to the far left flank. I think he's worried about Patterson doing one of the 6 New York's end runs.
Dead on the road.
So let's see if Williamson can distract the CSA enough to allow the NYV to do that flanking maneuver. Let's see, they are now moving up here. Trying to get some flanking fire into the CSA. You do have Slaughter guarding the back door, though. Here comes James Wellesley with the 88th.
Right dress at the ready.
Hey, Wesley?
Yeah, Raven.
Oh!
See, while they're taking time, though, Alabama's taking some hits, so you got to keep in mind, you know, if you're doing someone's distracted for you, you need to have a little bit of, what would we call it? Little bit extra in the step. Hardy is now aiming at that top site. They got observation. Williamson is still here. He has not retreated, but his ability to tie down the CSA is now attrited. Now the attack comes down. Fritz moves back undercover to get a linear obstacle between him and the enemy. And NYV is charging in, impaling themselves against this fence. But GC doesn't even have to move right now. Fritz is going to be able to hold it, and then here comes Slaughter to clean up, attacking into the flank. And NYV is wiped. Williamson has started moving into the corn, but now he's isolated completely. And GC is just going to turn into him. And that will be it for Williamson's command here. I'll be honest, I think that was a good Union attack. I think the problem was it was slightly mistimed. Of course, there's no Steam chat, there's no out-of-game mechanic, you know, the talk is just on visual, so it is not easy to do. And then making that far more difficult was the CSA. Whoa, team kill there on that one. Yep, that was a team kill. But that already shot. But the CSA has had good staying together, good interior lines, mutually reinforcing. And they have been so far proven a tough nut to crack. Only 17:30 left on the clock. Union well behind on tickets. CSA just hit engaged. The Union's going to have to come up with a new strategy here.
Williamson is with us and he's going to join us with the charge. So it's the entire Union doing this charge.
Patterson, what did you say?
Entire Union doing the charge.
He's going to help us. Right,
Grant.
quick forward.
Good job, Tomo.
Welcome back, Tomo.
Nicely done, Tomato.
Completed my
Company,
cardio.
right shoulder
17 minutes, guys. Gonna come to the left.
So it looks like the Union's going to try to do a concentrated charge in a single spot. I think that's an interesting idea. I think that might work. depending, a lot of it's going to depend on if they actually go in together, and it's going to depend a lot on where they hit, and whether the CSA can get into a good position to respond. So, for example, if Slaughter posts up like he likes to on this far left side, you know, and all the Union comes barreling down on him, if the GC and 8 are a little bit slow to react, Union can take this left side and kind of fight up the fence here after knocking out one unit and having an advantage. So we'll see. They do have, and this is wise, have a little scout team out here to kind of give an early warning system. And right now, I'm already a little bit concerned for the Union. This is pretty spread out. They can march up, but the clock is ticking. And if they once this scout trips the wire, CSA is going to have time. They're going to have intel. Well, the attack's not ready.
And head up onto the right. Right turn.
Right. Hold.
Hold.
Coño, que está aquí.
What are you doing?
Right in front of us.
No.
Back to where they came.
Christian, shoot.
So, no. Guys, no.
Ceasefire.
So they killed one of the scouts, but the other one will bring the message back.
Fine. Chill out.
And the Union position has been revealed. 3rd Alabama still moving up. So right now, the NYV has been observed. The Yardy is going to have time to dial it in. And the CSA is going to have time to decide how they want to deal with this attack. So they've kind of lost the element of surprise a bit.
We're ready, yeah. The whole company, they're gonna ball you. Come over, charge me,
Charge coming over.
See where they attack.
Where? Go over there.
Alright, so they're going down. Hey, did a little straight up the middle. Let's see if this works. We'll see if GC reacts in time. Alright, they're starting to react. Here comes the Union. Trying to flood in. An already shot, I think, doing as much damage to both sides. So far, the Union is winning on this left side. If they can roll it, they might be able to win. But here comes the 56. Here comes Slaughter. They're going to try to slam into the back of the 88th. And they're going to continue the roll. This is good. This is what you want to do. You want to continue rolling up the flank. Do not let them get that bridgehead. Another element should be joining in, to be honest with you. Because now you make it more of an even fight. It doesn't have to be.
Я думаю, вам пора спасать знамя.
Alright, so, the Union attack fails, although frankly, these guys back here allowed that flag to get all the way. So I'll be honest with you, you guys, I think you had an opportunity to aid the 56 and you kind of just stayed back. You didn't have a commander there, so you may have lost a little bit of command and control, but that has allowed the 88th, well, 3rd Alabama at least, to get their flag back. So a good move on them to get out in time. Good hold by the CSA, good reaction there by GC, good assault there by Slaughter. Good hold by 8th Florida, although, like I said, I think they should have gone in a little bit harder to aid their buddies. That's kind of my mantra at this point.
Here he comes again.
I also think the Union, the attack angle, they kind of went against the hardest point of the CSA line. You know, and that's, you know, there's some wisdom in that. If you break the hardest point, then, you know, won. The problem was you gave Slaughter a free hand to maneuver. And you were observed pretty much the whole time, so, you know, you're going to do the attack, you're going to have some surprise and some violence on the objective in order to kind of carry through the attack. Otherwise, you know, you it's gonna get shot to pieces and beat in the melee. So.
No, but there's not much we can do. Right.
To be clear, this is usually a considered a union-biased map, so the CSA is playing very well at the moment. I think the union elements are doing very well. I do think coordination. It's happening though. You know, it is happening.
Okay.
It's just sometimes maybe a little bit more thought into avenues and how we're actually going to attack a target. But you know, the clock's ticking too. So while you know you're trying to figure out the perfect plan, you know,
To the right.
lose time. So you know, it's that old patent line of you know, it's better have a 70% solution violently executed than
Pulling into the rear.
a 100% solution never executed, or something to that effect. I'm butchering that massively.
Up and over.
And once again, though, the CSA, just to point it out, scouts, early warning. And once more, the Union, NYV's together, but they're at Alabama separate. So they've now been observed by the scouts.
Alright, left base.
Right into line.
Artie's going to have time to dial in. CSA's going to have time to set up their defense like they want. Kind of a repeat of what we just did, guys. I'll be honest with you. I think you do have options. See how the CSA set up? So this is interesting. So GC is actually set up on top of this hill. This will actually delay them getting to that second level fence here. So that's actually, I think, puts the 8th Florida into a little bit more of a vulnerable situation if the attack is concentrated them. And then, of course, you still have this 56 over by itself, which is not as... I mean, 8th Florida can jump up and support them, but GC would be well out of range to support them. So let us see what they decide to do. The Union is now massed up, and they are attacking. All right, so this time, 88th is going to intercept 56. NYV kind of goes in as a screen. They're going to get wiped out, but all the volleys are going to be there. It's going to be up to 3rd AL now to carry the bayonet forward. Let's see if this strategy works. Problem is you still got GC as this ready reserve back here. And 56 has had no problem slaughtering the 88th in the open field, and they are now going to be able to move forward. Williamson is carrying the fight pretty well against 8th Florida, but they're going to get shot in the side here by GC. And oh, by the way, we still have the reinforcements for 56. That will close the gap on this. And a decisive victory for the CSA once more, wiping the Union from the field. And once again, though, a flag gets out, so good job on that, though.
Alright, if you got time for load, do it now.
Check.
Yeah, it's a... Look forward to seeing how second round goes, but...
Mm-hmm.
Heather?
Go.
One final charge, yeah?
Let's try far right. Hey. Yep, like,
Yeah.
I agree with Williamson. Yes, that's a good. So now they're thinking of, okay, different angle. Let's try a different angle. So don't try to do the same thing. And they did change it up that second time. They did send one intercept force, try to delay the 56. The problem was the 56 had wide open shots from that avenue. So the 88th really just kind of got shot to pieces approaching the 56. And NYV took that other volley. And you saw how effective 3rd Alabama was with the bayonet, but it just wasn't enough to overcome that obstacle. So.
If you want to sprint to get in front of me, that's alright.
Well done, that man.
Well, to start out with, again, move out as a mass. Does you no good to go and reveal your position at the top of the hill, let the enemy observe you if you don't have all your combat power massed and where you want to go. So, like, if you want to move forward, fine. Like, I would park it down here or something until 3rd Alabama moves up. Once more scout elements going out. See, 3rd Alabama hasn't even moved. They're just now moving out of spawn. and NYV is all the way up here. They crest that hill, they're going to get observed by these guys, and they're going to know exactly where the attack's coming from. Now, let's see. I'm hoping the NYV stays back a little bit. Okay, this is better. So they're using the corn now, kind of mask the approach. I would still hang back a little bit. Don't want to get observed by these scouts. That's really the key. And unfortunately, those big flags make you pretty obvious to these scouts here.
Y nos metemos ahí, entramos en deserción, ¿no?
Yeah, they could see you. Yep, you've been spotted. If you hung back a little bit more in the corner, I think you would have had more of an opportunity. Kind of like back here-ish. Especially since you're not all masked up. Oh, God, you're not even all... Guys, come on. I love you guys. I love you, NYV. 3rd Alabama's not even with you. Alright, so 56 decides to pull back. I think that's the right decision. There's no point in getting into a melee they can't win. Drag them into the open. And get some mutual support. So for example, you got 8th Florida here to give cover.
Do you see them?
Yeah, left side.
Not all you guys went back, though. That's the problem. So now they've retreated to this next obstacle. They're more strung out. Command and control's a little bit worse. They're more tired. Looks like Fritz is going to try to maneuver. They're going to try to wipe out this element before 3rd Alabama comes down. You can see there's not a lot of tickets. Look, even with all this, you know, the CSA isn't taking losses. And you still have a whole reserve force here with GC. So now here's 3rd Alabama, but they get to get fought all by themselves now, and GC is fresh. Let's see if Williamson, though, can take the point. Why are you shuddering like that? So GC is now maneuvered up. And after they are fixed, here comes the flanking force. Fire, fix the force, maneuver on the flank. Here comes Fritz. He's putting a volley into 3rd Alabama while they're distracted. And here comes the steal. And they will wipe out 3rd Alabama without too much difficulty. And that is it. Looks like we got another attack here. Just to kind of finish it off. Although once again, just kind of a note. Look, there's no reason to be on this ridge line. If you're trying to figure out your avenue, stay back here. Stay hidden. Don't let them see you. Not only can they shoot at you, but they know where you're coming from. Just stay unobserved. It will help. I mean, you know, right now you're trying to rush for time, so I understand it. I can kind of excuse it a little bit more now than I would otherwise, but see, good job. These two units are concentrated. But, you know, 3rd Alabama's back there. So once more, you got about half the Union force at any time always fighting the full CSA force. GC kind of caught with their pants down a little bit here.
A la derecha la valla.
They're coming.
Union now into break. Although to be honest with you, I would charge out of this attack. I think, and I think they're going to start doing that. Yes, good job, guys. They're going to try to charge out one element here, and then they can turn and fight that other element. Even with the reduced force, it's better than getting shot from two sides. Attack out of the ambush. Attack out of the L. Here comes Slaughter, though. He's going to try to close the door on him. Again, that goes back to being outnumbered because we only have half the attack force coming here. So CSA always has an extra punch handy. Yeah, now you got Williamson coming down, but the fight's over. It's time for them to get the reloads, get set, reestablish command and control. Nice punch, though, by 3rd Alabama. And that's how you want to do a charge, though. You know, get in close, get a nice shot into him, and then charge in, and hopefully I can figure out why the hell my damn computer is shuddering like this for the next match. Although good reaction here by GC. Weber saw his friends are in trouble. He doesn't wait. He moves right up to help. That was a really good charge, but now you got a reaction by the GC aid Fritz. And they will hold, and that will be it. Oh, it's overtime right now. Yep, now it's over. All right, good performance by the CSA on a map that is not easy to win. They decided to do a defense really close to point, which was something I would not have been expecting. And then really just good discipline, staying close, helping each other. Nice volleys, good use of the Arty. That was kind of tough. Union changing up the strategy, that was always good to see. You know, trying to find a new angle, but they never quite found it. Well, you can see it wasn't as far off as, you know, you might imagine. They don't have too many tickets, so sometimes, you know, getting some speed of action going also can help you out. You know, moving up is fine. It's time, but then if you're spread out, you know, you're losing concentration, losing your ability to do stuff. Really see it on the casualties here. But anyway, that's it for the first map for Server 2. Look forward to the second one.